Here I have declared the marks of 10 children, and the max is a variable which is going to take initial value as a 0, and then 0 is going to check. This means max is going to check to the first value 450. Marks I means first, it will be marks 0, that will 450, means 0 less than 450. Yes, so what will happen? Max is equal to marks 0, means it will be 450. Now the max is 450. It will come back, it will become here again. Now the max is 450 and the marks 0 will be marks 1. So marks 1 means it will be 567. So now 450 less than 567. Yes. So what will happen? The max will be now 567 because it will be overlap. The same process will be continue, and when it is finished this, so the maximum value will be stored to the max, and then we can print it. Let me print this all the values also. So here I'm going to print this value. So here I want to, let me inside that I want to print as this dot out, and I want to just print this value. Okay, marks, and here I will put that I, then plus, and then a space I want, right? Now I'm going to print so that you can be very clear what is happening. You can see these are the marks, total marks, all the marks of 10 children are given, and then the maximum is going to display. Okay, so I hope it is very clear. So what is happening over here, friends? Once again I want to explain. Here you can see the class array demo, it's the name of the class, then public string void main, you know that, then double marks, so it's going to store the marks of 10 children, you can see, and then double max is equal to 0. So I'm taking one variable max that will be stored initially as a 0, then I'm taking to declare a loop here, int I is equal to 0, I less than marks dot length. So marks dot length will be take the length of this array, and that is 10. So as I told that if you don't want to give the size of the array element, so you can give marks dot length. I mean the array name dot length. So it will be take automatically the total size of the array. Then what is happening over here? This is going to print the marks. Okay, all marks will be printed over here. After printing, we are going to check it. Marks less than sorry, max less than marks I. So first time marks I will be marks 0, I mean the 450. So 0 less than 450, yes. So what will happen? Max is equal to marks 0. So means now the max will be 450. Again it will come back to the this if statement because the value of I will be changed. It will be 1. So now the 450 less than this 567. Yes. So what will happen? Now the max will be 467. So this process will be continuous. So the value of this, the max will be compared to all these values, and it will be checked. If it is uh, less than, so it will be go for swapping the value of marks, max. So marks I means first I mark 0, then the finally it will print it. Now I want to make it dynamic. This is fixed. I want to make it dynamic. So how to make the dynamic, friends? Let me show you. Instead of declaring this all the marks, I want to make it dynamic. So what I have to do, friends? To do that, just here declare the empty. So I'm writing here new, then double, and then I'm giving a size. So here I'm going to give a size 10. Now I want to input from the user. So how to input? To input we have to use the scanner class. So scanner is not our class, so we have to import, and here we have to write java dot util and then a scanner. let me show you friends, just a minute, wait. We have to write here Java. First we have to write import, then space Java dot util, you can see here, and then a scanner. So this is our okay. Now it's okay. So then we have to create an object. So I will write here a scanner, then KBD is the object, KBD, and you can give any name. Yeah, just new, then a scanner, and here we have to pass system dot in. Then we have to take 10 array elements. So what I have to do friends, here I am going to print something. Let me make it changes. Here I will write here this marks I is equal to, what will I write here, kbd dot next int, that is a method, and what I have to pass inside that, nothing. And then here I want to print the message so that user will understand what have to do. So let me take it up before this, so that will be look it better. And here print ln that I want, then marks, then plus I want to put the message over here, then in the bracket I want to put I plus 1. Why I plus 1? Because I want to print marks 1, then marks 2, marks 3, marks 4. If I put I only, so it will marks 0. Okay, so I want to print marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, marks 4. That's why I'm giving it, right? Then plus, and then here I want to put this bracket, and then inside that I want to put it. So this is the message for understanding. Now let me run and let me check it what is happening friends. If I run, you'll be see what is happening. Yeah, it is asking marks 1, so I'm giving a marks 1 was 450, marks 2 you can see, very good, marks 3 I want to give here, marks, you can see, next, this is so bigger, I want to give maximum, then in marks, then you can see the 8, and then and the final, that is okay. So you can see the maximum is, you can see the 9 and 7. So this is the dynamic. So what is happening friends over here, let me clear one more time. I am importing java.util.scanner because I am going to use the scanner class. The scanner class is not our class, so use a scanner. We have to import this. Import space java.util.scanner, right? Afterward, you know that class, then arrow demo, and then some other. Then public static void main string. So this you already know. Now I'm coming to the logic. This scanner KBD, you know that it's going to create a new object KBD, and the scanner system dot in, then double marks. This is a declaration of 10 array elements of marks, and then marks double max is equal to 0, then for int, okay, and then it's going to take. So this is dynamic, right? So you can see here when I run, so it is that time it is asking the marks. Let me run one more time, let me show you friends. If I run, you can see the error is coming. What the error is coming here, let me see. Num expected, what is expected, let me see. So here something is import Java util scanner. Okay, okay, then KBD, then marks double. Let's see what is happening here. Let me run one more time. Let me see. Now it's working. Let me give another marks. 400, then 500, then 600, then 900, then 700, then 300, then 800, then 1000 I have given here, and next 200. So obviously what will happen, maximum here 1000. And let me give one more, it's asking, and you can see friend the maximum marks is 1000. So here I made dynamic. Let me run one more time friends so that you can see that. I'm going to run this. Yes, the first marks, then next marks, second marks, then the third marks, then the fourth marks, then next fifth one, then sixth one, then seventh one, then the eighth one, you can see ninth one, and the final 10th one. You can see the 967 is the maximum mark. So I hope you all are getting this. So this program is going to find out the maximum of 10 array elements. It may be of any type, right? Similarly, if I give a question, find the minimum of 10 array elements, you can do not a 10 only, you can take as per your requirement. I hope it is very clear. Hi guys, now we are talking about two-dimensional array. So let us see what is two-dimensional array. We have already seen what is array. Two-dimensional array means an array having rows and columns. So here we are going to understand first definition which I have given. So two-dimensional array is an array which stores the data in the tabular format, or we can say stores the data in rows and columns. Maybe one row or one column, maybe one row or many columns, or maybe many rows, many columns. After knowing the definition, we are going to understand how to declare the two-dimensional array. Let us see how to declare. To declare two-dimensional array, we have to write the data type. Suppose int and the name of array. Then my array name is A, capital A, and then square bracket, then another square bracket. The first square bracket is for row and the second square bracket is for the column. Then equal sign, then new, and then we have to give here int, and then we have to give the size 4, and then we have to give the 5. This is 4. You can see the row size is 4 and the column size is 4. So this array has a size 4 by 4, means it will take 16 array elements. If I am giving 4, here 5, and here 4, so here the row is 5 and column is 4. So it depends on your need. Here I am giving 4 by 4, means this array will store up to 16 array elements, where the row number is 4 and the column number is 4. So there will be 4 rows and there will be 4 columns. Let us understand how to initialize, how to access, how to add two matrices. So after that, as you know, I have not given the class name, so we have to give the class name. So let me give here class, and here the class name is already same as the file name. So array demo, and you can see, then let me just cut it, and then main, and here we have to declare the array. So I have declared the array, After declaring the array, when we declare the array, so here the array has no any elements. If I try to access the array elements, then it will display the 0 0. Let me show you, friends. Suppose if I print here system dot out and here capital A and 0 0 0 0 means, friend, the first element in a list. How it is going to be stored and how it is going to be recognized, let me tell you, friends. So 0 0 means you can understand like that. Suppose, let me show you, friends, just a minute. Suppose, just a minute, I am going to open the Word and then I will show you. Let me, it stores in tabular format. Suppose I have given here 4 by 4. This is a 4 by 4. You can see. So if I declare here 4 by 4 means by default it has a 0 0. You can see, means the this when we declare array elements, so it gets the initial value 0 0. If I give here 0 0 index value, so that will be phase. If I give 0 1, so that will be phase. If I give 0 2, so this will be phase. If I give 0 3, so that will phase. And if I give 1 0, so this will be this element. If I give 1 1, so this 0. If I give 1 2, so this will be. Okay, I hope it is very clear. So let me print it, then you will understand here. If I print, see, if I print 0 0, so what will happen? 0 will be printed. Let me show you, friend. You can see the one error is coming here. What error is there? Yeah, that is not closed. So let's see what is not clear. We need to close one more here because this is for public, this is for the class. Now let me run it. Now you can see the 0 is going to be printed, right? But if you want to print this all, suppose if I give here 0 1, so what will happen, friends? So next will be printed, means you can see here. And if you want to print this all, so what have to do? We have to write 0 1, then 0 0, 0 0, then 0 1, then 0 2, then 0 3, then 1 0 1, 1 1 1 2, like that. But it's not a easy method. It's not a good technique. So what have to do, friend? We have to use a for loop. For int I is equal to 0, I less than, and here the array size is 4, means row is 4, so here we have to give 4, and then I plus plus. So first for row, and one more we have to give here for column, because we have a row and column. So actually we are going to access the one row as a column, so we have to give the two for loop. So let me give one more for here. Int j is equal to 0, and then j less than 4 and j plus plus. This is for column. Let me close this. And here what will happen, friends? Here will be I and here will be j, because the first is for the row and second one for the column. So if I print this, so what will happen, friends? This all will be printed, but I want to print in matrix format. So let me print it. I want to put the space, and then after printing the first row we have to come down to the second row, so we have to here break this. How to break? System.out.print. So if I run this, so you will be see it is going to print 4 by 4 matrix. Let me show you, friends. You can see here, friends, it is going to print 0 0 0 0. Why 0 0? Because I have just declared, I have not given any value inside this, right? So this is called the one dimensional array, or we can say the matrix. Let me put here backslash t, so that will be more space. Okay, and if I run, you can see. So you can see the 4 rows and 4 columns. These are the columns. Now we are going to understand how to uh, initialize. Here I have we have understood how to declare and how to access. Okay. Now we are going to understand how to initialize. If you want to initialize the array element, so what have to do? We can do initialization and declaration together. How will we do? Let me show you. Just rough this and here give. Let me show you. Give the first row. First row, suppose I am giving a 10, then 12, then 13, then 14. You can see the first row and how many columns we have to give. See, row is you can see the column is 4, so we have to give the 4 columns. The first row is given and column 1, 2, 3, 4. Then comma, then next let me give here 2 1, then 2 2, then 2 3, then 2 4. Then comma, then third row 3 1, then 3 2, then 3 3, then 3 4. Now one more row is remaining here 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4. So now we are not going to give any other row, so there is no comma. So this is the first row, you can see second row, third row and fourth row. And how many columns? You can see one column, second column, third column and fourth column. So we here this empty means it's not necessary. Whatever we are giving these rows and columns, that will be automatically taken by this. So here we are not going to fix the number of arrays and number of rows and number of columns. Whatever we are giving here, that will be considered, that will be taken by this E. Now if I run this, so you will see this is going to be printed. Let me show you, friends. Now you can see the error is coming. What error is coming? Let me see. I think yeah, I have not put the semicolon away. Okay, now there will be no error. You can see, friends, the first row is printed, then second row, then third row, and then fourth row. How it is going to print it? 0 0 10, then 0 1 12, so then 0 2 13, then 0 3, that will be 14. Now 1 0 21, 1 1 22, 1 3 1 2 23, 1 3 24. Then you can see here 2 1, then 2 sorry 2 0 2 1 2 2 2 3, then 3 1, sorry 3 0 3 1 3, like that it is going to be printed. So here we understood how to print this. So now we understood what is two-dimensional array. Let me revise. Two-dimensional array means an array having rows and columns, or we can say an array which stores the data in the form of rows and columns is known as two-dimensional array. Declaration, as we have already seen how to declare. Initialization and declaration, this is called initialization and declaration. How to declare and initialize? So here I have a declare data type and then name of the array, then the first bracket for the row, then second square bracket for the column, then equal sign, then curly bracket, and then you mention how many rows and how many columns you want. Here I have a mention 4 by 4. You can see the 4 rows and 4 columns, you can see here, right? And how to access? To access we have to use the two loops, because one for row, another for column. You can see that, and here it is going to be printed. Now we are going to solve this question, adding two matrices. Suppose there is a first matrix and I want to add another matrix B. So let me copy this and let me make some changes. And here I want to give here B, and here let me change something, or 5, then 5, then 5, then 5, and here let me put here 6, then 6. You can give any number, right? So here I have declared the two array A and B, and both are the multi-dimensional array. Both are having the 4 by 4. While adding the matrices, make sure that the number of rows must be equal to the number of rows of another column, another matrix, and the number of columns of the first matrix must be equal to the number of column of second matrix. I repeat, if you want to add the two matrices, so make sure the number of rows and number of columns of the first matrix and the second matrix are equal. Then it is possible to add, otherwise it is not possible to add. That is the concept we have to understand. Now I want to print the matrix P. So for the same process we have to do. So I want to copy this and I want to paste and I want to make some changes. And here what I have to do? We have to just put here B instead of A. Now if I run this, so you will see what is happening here. Let me show you friends. So you can see the error is coming. What the error is coming? Because I have not put the semicolon. So let me put a semicolon over here. This is okay. You can see int B. Yeah, you can see here semicolon is not there. Yeah, wait, let me drop this. No, it's okay. Okay, so that thing we have to keep in the mind. Let me do something here. Now you can see that is looking much better. Okay, so it is going to be closed here, it is going to be open, right? Now that is good. Similarly, I want to do for A also. Yeah, this is much better than the previous one. So why we are going to arrange this? So that we will understand where the curly bracket is going to close and where curly bracket is going to be open. The only the things we have to do, otherwise no manner you can do anyway, but this is easier to understand where it is going to be closed and where it is going to be open. Now it's okay, let me run, let me check it. If I run, you can see both the matrices are going to be printed, but both are coming together, so we're not able to understand. So let me print a message over there. Here I want to print a message. I will write here this out, and here I will show the message matrix A. And same thing I want to copy and paste here, and I will make changes here. Instead of A, what will be there friends? Here will be B. And now I am going to run it, because there is no need to save, because already it is automatically saving. Yeah, very good. You can see this is matrix A, this is matrix B. Now we are going to add both the matrices. So how to add? Let me show you friends. To add, we have to give here we have to use one to loop for int I is equal to 0, then I less than 4, I plus plus, and one more loop for columns. So int j is equal to 0 and j less than 4, j plus plus. Now we how to add? To add we have to declare one more here matrix that will store the addition of both the matrices. So here I will declare one more matrix here. So you know how to declare this. Int c, and you can see, then equal, then new, then int, and here the size is mentioned 4 by 4. So mention here 4 by 4. Now then what have to do? See, here we have to write c, then I j is equal to, just a minute friends, is equal to capital A I j, then plus B I, then j. That we have to do. What will happen friends? See, A, first what will happen? A 0 0. So the first value of the matrix A and B 0 0, the first value of the matrix B will be added. Okay. Now we need to print it. So how to print it? Again we have to write the for loop. So I am going to copy this and I will make some changes. I will copy, and here I will be paste, and instead of B, what will be there here? Here will be C. And before that I want to show some message, addition of matrix A and B. So I will write here, message addition of matrix A and matrix B. Right. Now let me run, let me show you friends. You can see how this is going to be. Let me show you. 10 plus 50, 60, you can see. 12 plus 52, you can see 64. 13 plus 53, 66. So I hope you all are getting this, how this is going to be added. This is the addition of two matrices. So as I told that before, adding the two matrices, make sure that the number of rows and number of columns are equal. So let me revise friends one more time what we have studied. We have studied two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array means an array having one row or one column, or a array having more than one row and more than one column. Or simply we can say the array which stores the data in the form of rows and columns. That is called the two-dimensional array. Then we understood how to declare. To declare we have to give here, data type, then the array name, then first square bracket for the row, then second square bracket for the column, then equal, then new operator, then the data type, and then first square bracket for giving the size of row, and the second square bracket for giving the size of column. Means this will take the 16 array elements, 4 into 4. This is called the 4 by 4 matrix. And how to initialize and declare? So simply give a data type, then array name, then first square bracket, then second square bracket, then equal sign, then curly bracket, and in this then you mention the number of rows, how many rows you want, how many columns you want. So here we understood. And how to access? To access we have to use the two for loop, one for row, another for column, right? So these are the solution of adding two matrices. If the question is coming, write a Java program to subtract the two matrices, so same concept will be there, but what will be changes? Instead of this plus, what will be there friends? Here will be minus. Suppose if I give here minus, so you can see it is going to be subtracted. Let me show you friends. If I run this, you can see the subtraction will be there. Let me show you. You can see here friends, subtraction is going to be there. So same process, but what is going to be changed? Logic is going to be changed, right? But for the multiplication, the procedure is different. Those who are the student of science, they have studied the matrix, they will understand how the matrix are multiplied. So it is difficult here to do, but it is possible to do. It's not like that we can't do, we can do. But here we understood only how to perform the addition of two matrices. So thank you.